you guys. Thank you for tuning in to Spiritual Influence. My name is Trina Bobina, aka Miss Hood Christian, and today I have a good one for you. I'm here in Texas, and in Texas for the last past maybe 2 to 3 months, we have been having storm after storm after storm, and we are literally having to prepare for those storms every single time. During a storm that's dealing with the weather, hurricanes, tornadoes, twisters, whatever have you, whatever type of storm it is, snowstorms, you have to get your essentials. You have to make sure that you prepare yourself to weather the storm, right? And it's the same way when we are going through life storms. We have to prepare ourselves and brace ourselves for the storm that we will go through in life. When it's a weather storm, you get batteries, generators, canned meats like Vienna sausage, spam, chili, plenty of water. You get lights, candles, and you make sure you walk around your yard and you make sure everything is in place and strapped down so that when that storm comes, it will not destroy property or cars or any type of property, whether it's yours or your neighbors, that could have been avoided if you would have done it beforehand, right? So yes, as for me, I walk my entire yard and make sure that everything that I have, like umbrellas, patio umbrellas, chairs, anything that I have that could literally be picked up by wind and thrown across the yard or into a neighbor's yard, I buckle it down or I put it in the garage. So that way I can avoid a situation that could maybe result in someone being injured, or a cause of death, right? It's the same way with us having life storms. So that's what I'm going to be discussing. I have took down some notes. Actually, I took these notes down about an hour and a half ago. The Lord had just been speaking to me for like a week. I was supposed to do this video a week ago, but I've been doing so many things dealing with the weather storms, preparing and everything like that. I put it on a back burner, but it was always on first thing on my mind. God kept saying storm, 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 storm. So I thought that it was necessary for me to bring this to you all. Now I took notes, and I'm going to give you a few verses out of different books of the Bible, that spoke to me about storms and how you could weather your life storms. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with Psalms 107 verse 29, and then we're going to go to verse 25, then we're going to go to verse 29. Okay, verse 25 speaks. It says, "For he commands and raises the stormy wind, which lifts up and waves thereof." Verse 29 say, "He makes the storm a calm, so that the waves thereof are still." Okay? And in my notes, I put, we have to speak to our storms as God does, so that he may command peace to it. I think that's very important. We have to speak to our storms that we have in our life in order for God to move and make that storm be still. Okay, I thought that was a very good verse to put down in my notes when it comes to dealing with storms in our lives. Now we're going to go to Psalms 91 verse 1. So Psalms 91 verse 1. One second, I'm getting to it. Psalms 91 verse 1 says, He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And basically, what that tells us that He is the one we should turn to. He is our refuge and our strength. When we go through those storms in our life and it seems like all else has failed, we have to keep in mind that God is our strength and our refuge. So when we are weak, He's shadowing us being strong. Okay? So that I felt that was a very important verse to read as well. Now we're gonna go to because I had a few of them from Psalms, I think. Did I? No, I didn't. So now we're going to go to Mark chapter 4, verse 39. And it reads, "And he arose and rebuked the wind and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm." That's Mark chapter 4, verse 39. There are 3 words that Jesus spoke to the storm, and they are iconic. And those words are, peace, be still. Peace, be still. It can be hard to remain calm when everything around us is flipping upside down. But Mark 4, verse 39 reminds us that Jesus has the authority to bring peace in all life's complications. And you know, that's true. You know, whatever it is that you're going through, let's be real. You get a sense of peace when you're going through something. You could be raging on the inside, just heart just throbbing because it's hurting and in pain and angry or whatever, from whatever situation it is. But then all of a sudden a peace come up over you. You know, you get relaxed and you start thinking, oh, everything's gonna be okay. I'm making it bigger than it really is. Yeah, it's a big situation, but it ain't big as it could be. You know, it ain't bigger than it could be. You know, so peace be still. Peace be still. Remember that whenever you're going through something, that Jesus gave peace and He made that storm be still. Now we're going to head over to John chapter 16, verse 33. Okay. And it reads, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulations, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." And He has. He has. In my notes I put, when we are united with Him, we have peace. We will face difficulties in this life, but have courage because He has overcome it. And Jesus has overcome everything that this life has thrown to Him and us. Okay? If He got through it, so can we. When we're united with Him, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that that could take us from what Jesus has for us, which is peace, with is reconciliation with whatever storm there is. He is a mighty one. Yes, He is. I'm going to give you 3 other verses that I did not put in my notes, but but trust me, it's not less important, you know. And that is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12 and 13. Again, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12 and 13. Psalms 31, chapter 7. Psalms 40, chapter 46 and verse 1. There's also verses in books of the Bible that could help you weather the storm. And I'm going to leave you all with this. How you can deal with your storms is by accepting the fact that you will face storms. Take responsibility for dealing with storms and the consequences. And also, how to brace yourself for storms. We have to learn to praise in the depths of the pit. It's important to stand on the word of the Lord. And that's what I gave you. I gave you books of the Bible and the verses to go to brace yourself for whatever storm it is that you may face in life. I thought it was very important because a lot of people go through things in life and they keep failing to go to the book. They keep failing to go to the word of God to help them through them storms. You can't get through a storm without the word of God. You got to know the verses to read to bring peace into your situation in order for God to breathe into your situation. I'm sorry, you guys, this plant touched this. I actually fell off a ladder about on the 3rd of this month, so it's starting to heal and it's itching a little bit, and then it got touched. So that's a little storm. I'm going through a health storm right now. I'm in pain, but you wouldn't have been able to tell if I wouldn't have said anything, right? So that's how it is. You have to know that God will give you healing. You have to know that God will fix whatever it is that you're going through, that he will fix your finances. You have to know that God can bring peace within your family. And the only way that, because all of those things are storms when they're not going the way that we want them to go and when they're not a part of God's will. So you have to know to speak to that storm so that God may change the situation for you and make it be still. Bring peace to it. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am Trina Bobina, aka Miss Hood Christian, and thank you for tuning into Spiritually Influenced. Hope to see you here again come Wednesday for our Mindset Wednesdays. This here was the Daily Bread session. I love you guys. Bye.